Good evening. My name is Joe Harris. I'm here tonight to tell you about a man. A great man.
The Great Man, released in 1956, based on the 1955 novel of the same name by Al Morgan, the producer of The Today Show, in the 60s, funny enough, but adapted for the screen by the film's very own director and star, Academy Award winner José Ferrer. His third film, which feels very independent, even though it was distributed by Universal Pictures. It's all about Joe Harris, a local well-respected famous news radio reporter played by Ferrer, who loves calling his own secretary sexy.
Hiya, sexy.
Thank you.
HR, but he is also given the task to write a respectful and giving eulogy for Herb Fuller, the news network's undisputed star who just passed away. Well, obviously. This is supposed to be an extravaganza, a huge memorial that even the president would be jealous of. However, the more Harris discovers the truth about Fuller, his womanizing, his corruption, etc., the more Harris battles the corrupt network itself in giving the truth. Al Morgan's own novel was compared to the likings of The Hucksters as well as Citizen Kane, given to the corruption of journalism, and it's been argued by many that this film could have played a nice inspiration into Network, one of the greatest films about political journalism of all time. And I can certainly agree with that assessment. However, at the end of the day, folks, I also have to say it doesn't entertain the eye too much. Sure, the dialogue is very fascinating, but it just doesn't hit the mark of being entertaining at all, not even enthralling.
I'm sorry, Carol. I'm very sorry.
Now, anyone who's a fan of José Ferrer can be a fan of this film, because just listening to José's soothing voice can be fulfilling enough.
How I'd know him if I ever saw him. And the answer was so simple, my friends. So simple. The answer was that they were all God. The stars and the night, the silence and the lapping of the water.
And José's performance is really underplayed. You can tell José takes the time to direct his cast and guide the dialogue along, which I can respect. But this is an example of how an actor turned director shoots the film like a play, and in this case results in a bland and low energy type of product, which is surprising considering the fact he already made 2 efficient films before this, one of which, The Shrike, which I will be releasing a film review on as well, was based on his own production on Broadway. Many of the juice in the dialogue is handled in a master, and this wasn't even a cinemascopic picture, or even a VistaVision picture. The cast does well enough. It's a who's who of character actors like Academy Award winner Dean Jagger, the millionaire himself, on Gilligan's Island, Jim Backus, of course, but Keenan Wynn, whom, I'm sorry, I never cared for. He just ruins the meteor part of the really corrupt asshole in this film. His big climactic scene where he admits the bottom line of what facade they need to carry at the network is just trashed by Keenan Wynn's ridiculous overacting, which I don't believe for a second.
You clown. You dime a dozen clown. You think the Amalgamated Network is hanging on what you do or do not do tomorrow night?
I believe he and Ferrer were good friends, so that could be the only reason why he's playing this role. Ugh. But Keenan's father, Ed Wynn, the genius Ed Wynn, playing Fuller's first boss at a Christian radio station, is truly spectacular in his supporting role, earning himself a BAFTA and Golden Globe nomination for Best Supporting Actor here.
I don't find you the least bit ridiculous.
People don't after a while.
It's incredible to see Ed Wynn be so simple and effective, knowing how over the top and masterful he can be, like the Mad Hatter, and, by geez, it's Mary Poppins.
Oh, I know, but I tried, really I did.
He's magnificent. But here, oh my God, he underplays the station owner with such simplicity, it's so mesmerizing.
Then I opened the door to my office, and he was on the sofa, dead drunk. There was a half-empty bottle of liquor on the floor. My first impulse was to hit him with anything I could lay my hands on. My first impulse was to destroy him, to tear him apart with my bare hands. But I didn't.
Singer Julie London pops in here as Fuller's widow, who grieves not just for her husband, but for his affairs indeed. She does her best here. She's not a bad actress at all, especially when you see her in Man of the West, but I don't think she was given any good favors for this role.
Does that mean, Laconic, that you're taking over everything that used to belong to Fuller?
Not quite everything.
Oh, not quite everything. Laconic.
Novelist Al Morgan based the whole subject, Herb Fuller, on Arthur Godfrey, the real-life broadcaster whose secret life definitely conflicted with his own persona. What with the corruption, the vicious bad-mouthing, womanizing, etc. The list goes on and on. The film certainly holds a strong value as far as the presentation of corrupt journalism on screen, so it certainly cements its place and significance. But for me, it's not a film I would praise as a must-see for the theme and subject alone, unfortunately. So all in all, folks, I give José Ferrer's film of The Great Man a C. Jose actually received a Directors Guild of America nomination for Best Directing, which I find wild, but it's definitely the significance of its subject matter that got its attention. However, even some of the dialogue is so super frickin' cheesy, and for lack of a better word, just plain stupid.
And they were a family with all the warmth and strength and togetherness of a family.
All the warmth and strength and what?
Togetherness.
Togetherness.
Yeah, togetherness.
May I say something?
Sure.
Wow.
If you're a José Ferrer fan, or best of all, an Ed Wynn fan, okay, this is certainly worth watching for their performances. But how about you folks? Have you seen The Great Man? It's easy to find, so let me know in the comments once you've seen it. Like, share like crazy, and stay tuned for more reviews to come very shortly. Thank you all so much.
And the truth is always worth hearing, no matter how complex or contradictory it may sound.